Greetings from Montana. Let's talk about the Stay Cool cooler fridge and why I am making the switch back to the roto molded cooler, and then I'll show you what I got. So this is the fridge that I bought back in March. I got it on Amazon for, I think it was just over $300, and it performs really, really well. I haven't had any issues with it. It gets down to as cold as -4 degrees, and it freezes things solid if I want those things to be frozen solid. It's got plenty of room inside to store beverages and groceries. So why the switch? Mainly because I don't have a dedicated power source. The cooler runs on 45 watts per hour, allegedly. I think it actually runs on more watts than that, and I've done all these mathematical calculations to figure out how long it should be running. And what it comes down to is if I cannot plug it into a dedicated power source, it's just shutting down. I plug it into the truck, and as long as the engine is running, it runs fine. If I turn the engine off and let it run on just the battery, it has a built-in mechanism that won't drain the truck battery, which is great, but again, then it's not running. It doesn't have any kind of decent insulation, and so when it stops running, it warms up really, really fast, and I basically can't keep any food in it at all because the food's gonna spoil. So I'm going to get rid of it. It's perfect if you have a trailer and you have dedicated power, shore power, or you have a really good solar battery. I don't have any of those things. I will probably see if somebody around here wants to have it or wants to buy it. But in the meantime, I'm going back to the cooler. Let me show you what I got. I took the plunge and bought myself a Yeti Tundra 45 quart cooler. These coolers are a little bit pricey, but they're very smooth, and I know that this will keep things cold for a solid week at a time. I decided to buy the more expensive cooler instead of the knockoff Yeti like I did last time. Mainly because it just gets so many good reviews, and you get what you pay for. And this is so smooth and easy to clean and care for. And it also has this, which is really, really nice. It's a drainage port, so I won't have to pick up all of that heavy fluid to drain it out and then clean it out. It'll just make it easier. The cooler itself is a little bit heavy when it's empty, but it's not that heavy. I'm able to carry it, and it gives me another surface to use as a table or as a seat. And yeah, I'll let you know how good it is. I mean, it gets amazing reviews. Since I don't have access to power all the time. I think this is just going to suit my needs better, and I will be able to actually store food in the cooler and not be worried about it going bad. This particular model is also rated to use dry ice, which I think is really fantastic, because if you can find an ice place, you can purchase dry ice and it's not that expensive. So yeah, how many things can you learn from me, from my mistakes? Apparently endless amounts of things. Hopefully this is the last time I learn this lesson or get big eyes for shiny things that are just not helpful for me. I'm distracted by all the bright and shiny gear that you can buy that just looks so cool and you just want to try it. So yeah, hopefully you will learn something from me and not make the same mistake. You know that old saying, you're supposed to measure twice and cut once? I'm like the measure once and cut twice kind of person. So, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. P.S. I've actually managed to drain my truck battery 2 times in the last 4 weeks. The first time, it's because I was using the battery for the cooler, but I had it in the wrong spot on the ignition. It's not the cooler's fault. It's totally my fault. And then the second time, it was again my fault, because I just forgot to turn off the ignition. Yes, you can laugh at me. I won't be offended.